Welcome to the Vector Garden YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to take a look at how to create this kind of design in Illustrator. And we're going to set a focus on how to keep this as editable as possible. So these are waves and they increase from the bottom to the top. Now to get one thing evolve into something else, you could create a blend. So let's scroll over to this thing here, and I have prepared those two paths, and we want to morph this one into that one. So first of all, I'm going to make a copy because we're going to look at different methods. And the first idea is to use a blend, of course, and we're going to object blend make. And you see one morphs into the other, and we can double click the blend tool and then improve the number of steps like this. But you see this method has kind of flaws, so there are issues with this point over there. So it's that one. We should be able to resolve that sort of by editing the blend and maybe getting rid of that point over there. So if you select this one, then you see there's a point here and another one there. And if we get rid of that point, then maybe we can get that solved. So let's just go to the delete anchor point tool and then press the shift key and click on this point, and you see that looks way better. But still, there's another issue with that. And if you look at this one over here, then you see the line weight of these is not uniform. So they get thicker and then thinner again. So that is something that we won't be able to solve with that blend. But we could do it if we use that blend as an intermediate step. So let's do that with these two. And I'm going to object, blend, and make. And then what we need to do is increase the number of steps. Like this. And then we need to count like this. So we need to have double the number of steps. Then we need stripes like this. And then we have a lot of stripes. Let's just go in here and make them thinner. So I'm going to use the appearance panel for that and make them thinner like this. And then we need to go to object blend and expand that. The next step would be to draw a vertical line down here. So I need to do that again. And now I've hit that, and do the same here. And then select all of that. And now we can take away that stroke and use the live paint tool and just fill that. Now this is not easily editable. So if you now want to change anything, the number of lines or the thickness or one of those curves, then you basically start from scratch. So this method is really destructive. So the next thing we could do is work with an envelope distort. And we can make the envelope out of this artwork. But first of all, I'm going to get rid of that point in here as well. So press the shift key and then click on it like so. Okay. So what we need for that is, of course, the envelope. So I'm just selecting these two and then object path join. And again, join. This time I'm using the shortcut, which is J. So on the Mac, Command and J. On Windows, it's Control and J, just like that. And then, of course, we need those stripes. And I'm using the rectangle tool just to create them. So let's get this over here and make it the same width, like so. And I'm going to switch fill and stroke, like so. And now we're going to make a couple of them. So, like this, duplicate it by pressing the Alt key, and then I'm going to create some more copies by pressing Command and D. On Windows, you press, of course, Control and D. Like this. Now we need that envelope shape to be in the front, so let's arrange it and bring it to the front. And of course, if we would just select this now and create the envelope, that might not work. So I'm just going to do that. And you see down there, this does not work. So let's undo it. But first of all, again, I'm going to make a copy, but I think I'm going to make the copy after creating the envelope. So we need to create that envelope, and why we need to prepare that, I've got a video about that. I'm going to link that in the comments. So just select these 4 corners using the direct selection tool, and then go to Object, Create Gradient Mesh, like this. And what we can do is create a couple of rows, but it's better editable if you don't. So you could try that out and compare those results, but this time you see the lines of the envelope go right where we need them. So just like this. And now I'm going to make the copy. And now we're going to select these all, and then Object, Envelope Distort, make with Top Object. That is nice, and we've got a nice and smooth result because we deleted that anchor point. And if you want to get an even better result, then you go to Object, Envelope Distort, to the Envelope Options, and there you can set the fidelity. And usually it's at 50, but you can set it to 100 and get a more precise result, just like that. So what would happen if you need to increase or decrease the thickness of these blue lines? Well, they are shapes, so that could be difficult. Now, can we make that better? So here's the other envelope. Now it would be easier editable if these were just open paths. Now let's do that. Up there, and then we have the same width. So let's apply a stroke and make that thicker, like this. And then we need to make the copies, and again press Command D or Control D to make some more copies, like this. The trouble with this is, and I'm going to show you that, so let's select that mesh and let's go to and bring that to the front, and then let's select all of that and let's make the envelope distort. And you see it doesn't distort the strokes. So let's undo that. We need to get it to distort the strokes. And in order to get that without expanding the strokes, what you can do is go to Effect, Path, and then Outline Stroke. So it's virtually outlined, but not in reality. So there's still a stroke width applied, let's select all of that and go to Object, Envelope Distort, Make Width Top Object, and you see now these strokes get distorted. And now we can also go up here, edit the contents, and then what you could do is make them thinner or make them even thicker. And this is all nicely editable. So those were the methods you have in order to distort this.